So you want to buy some land and build a house this year, and you have a ton of questions. Well, I'm going to try to answer as many of those in this video as possible, okay? We're going to break this down into a few different categories: the loan, the land, and the build, all right? First up, let's talk about all things regarding the loan that you're going to need, okay? There's a few different types of loans, but first and foremost, make sure you're listening to this. You need to make sure you're talking to a construction specialist, okay? For example, if you're talking about your job and what you do on your job, there's probably 10, 20, 50 different employees around you, right, that do certain things, okay? You're not a specialist at doing all of those, but you are a specialist at doing what you know, okay? So lending is no different. I can't tell you how many people I talk to that think if they can call any lender or bank in the country and they all do the same thing, they all have hundreds of programs and they're all experts at this. That is not the case. Okay, what happens is lenders only specialize in certain areas, okay? So what you are needing on this type of loan, guess what, is a construction specialist, okay? The first question you should be asking when you talk to your lender, a bank, or whoever it is how many construction loans do you do? A month, a year? That's the question you should be asking. You need to put your trust in the person that is an expert in this field, okay? As far as myself, we do hundreds a year, okay? So I want to make sure that you understand what you're dealing with, and that's the first question, is who you're dealing with, okay? But now, let's break down bank versus mortgage company, okay? Construction loan with a bank versus one-time closed construction loan with the mortgage company, okay? Bank is going to normally do a standardized construction loan. Usually it's 20% down. Usually you're going to need 3 loans, one for the land, one for the build, and one for your permanent mortgage. Usually 20% down on the land at first, go back, 20% down on construction, and then you roll that into a permanent mortgage once the house is finalized. When it comes to a one-time closed construction loan, then we can do those with minimum down, okay? You cannot get that type of construction loan at the local bank though, okay? You have to call a mortgage company that specializes in this type of loan, like myself. So we can do these on conventional with 5% down, FHA 3.5% down, VA and USDA with 0 down. This is not something that is readily available all over the country. Trust me. Make some calls, you'll see. Okay, so we consider ourselves construction specialists. So if you are, that's the first thing I would do. Okay, if you're getting the loan, you need to figure out what construction specialist do I need to talk to. Now, let's break down the land aspect, okay? Let's break that down into, do you need to buy the land? Do you already own the land? Or are you getting the land gifted from family? If you need to buy it, it's easy, okay? Again, local bank, you're gonna need 20% down. If you come to us, then we're gonna put together that contract with the build, I'll get that in a second, all into one transaction, okay? But that's if you need to buy it. If you already own the land, then the land that you own is going to serve as your down payment. In most cases with us, you don't need anything down. With the local bank, that may or may not be the case. It depends on how much equity you have in the property. You're still going to need 20% equity if you're going with the local bank versus us. Again, it's minimum down. So if you already have that land, and let's even say you have a loan on it, okay? If it's worth $100,000 and you have a loan for $50,000, you have $50,000 in equity. Hence, you have a $50,000 down payment. If you're looking at a $400,000 loan, well, $50,000 is not 20% down. You get me? You need $80,000 down, so you may have to bring $30,000, $40,000 with the local bank versus us. That's plenty enough, okay? We can do it with minimum down, so we have enough equity that's there. Now, let's talk about if you are getting it gifted from family, okay? So if you're getting it gifted, first thing is it needs to be surveyed. If it's part of a larger parcel of land, let's say your family member owns 10 acres and they're gonna gift you 2 acres of that, then there has to be a survey that's done and then it's put into your name. You assume ownership immediately with that, and so you gain all of the equity from that land immediately. So if that 2 acres is worth $30,000 or $40,000, now you've got same concept as before. You've got that amount that could go for your down payment. So you don't need anything down as long as you're talking to the right mortgage company. You follow me? So now we got the land covered. Now let's talk about the build. What are some questions when it comes to build? Well, can you self-GC it? Yes, but not with this type of one-time closed construction loan. You can with the local bank. So if you got the 20% to put down, absolutely. Go that way and do self-GC. Can you save some money? Yes. Is it the easiest? Nope. It depends if you have experience in this, right? It's a lot to build a home, right? There's a lot of moving parts that you're going to be accounted for. But you can definitely save some money if you self-GC a project. But it's a lot to take on, okay? You need to make sure you have a lot of time on your hands. You own or build. That's, again, you're going to need to go to the local bank. What is the one-time closed construction loan designed for? Well, it's designed for somebody that wants to hire a builder, pick out a house plan, build that custom home from beginning to end, buy your piece of land at the same time or whatnot. If you already own it, that's fine too. But it's designed to put everything within the same loan and close at the same time. So you only have one qualifying, one closing, etc. on everything with minimum down payment. So is it for everybody on a one-time close? No, it's not, but it's for a lot of people that don't have the 20-30% down like most banks are going to require, okay? So hopefully that answers a lot of your questions. Oh, and by the way, yes, we can do these construction loans in all 48 contiguous states. And if you're interested, I'm in Tennessee, but I do stuff all over the country all the time, and we are construction specialists.